Good afternoon, everybody. Hello and welcome to the stream. My name is System, and let me type a couple notifications. Okay, there we go. All right, and as long as the bitrate holds up, I'm going to do a few more notifications today, because we are doing a world tour, mostly for the record, but also that this is going to be the first VOD that I hold on to. Hopefully, I can already see the bitrate is going crazy. All right, we're gonna keep an eye on that. All right, so just a little bit of information for this world. I had actually planned on running in a different world, and I was going to start in a nice little red house from Rogue Dungeons, and it was by a river, and it looked idyllic, and it was so nice. And then as soon as I ran the first stream of that world, I walked like 200 blocks to the east and found a taint biome, and that was really disheartening because I had my heart set on running that world. Well, there was three of us sitting in chat, and one of them, his name was Exy. He's like, well, if you're looking for a new seed, why don't you just run my old one? He had just finished running a hardcore seed of his own, and so I loaded this seed up, and the rest is history, and that's what I've been running this whole time. Let's see. Oh man, I wish this bitrate would smooth out a bit. I have been having frame rate drops the last few streams, so unfortunately I might need to buy a new modem or something. But yeah, this is where I started in this world, in this village, and you could see this was my first watering hole. I used it almost all the way down. That's great. This was my first house right here. This is the place that I hid, and this is where I hid from the world. All right. So yes, this was the first house. Yeah, John dropped me off some interesting things there. This is hosted by a guy in the community named John, and he doesn't play here very much, but I do appreciate him keeping the lights on, so to speak. I was going to build for real in this little village. I was going to rehab this and make it look like the Shire, or maybe like Hobbiton. But I ended up deciding not to. We're only waiting over here so that I can sleep, and then we're going to actually take a walk. We will be taking a walk to the west, I believe. Yeah, sorry, a bit of a slow going for the grand walkthrough, or a bit of a slow start. But yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the bitrate. I'm hoping that smooths itself out. So yeah. I hope to do this every few months, maybe like quarterly. So yeah, this is November. It's technically November 6th, 2024. This afternoon. And I want to try to go to each place that I plan on doing some sort of build. And again, I haven't done anything here other than doing a little bit of light up and tearing down some structures that I know for a fact that I don't want. Um, I haven't really done anything here. All right, come on. I want those seep. On the list of projects, this is probably close to the bottom. I think the bottom would probably be um, the Elven Treetop Village, which let me just sleep real quick and I'll skip to the map. All right, finally. Okay, there is a crop of a group. Yeah, here we go. If you could see it, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 giant trees in this little area right here. And I was going to make like a treetop elven village up there. So that is probably that project is probably the one at the bottom of the list. The Shire here is probably close though. Um, so yeah, we started here, and then I found these cool mountains to the west, and I decided to uproot my intro base, walk all the way over here, back and forth and back and forth. Oh, there was so many trips back and forth across here. Um, Walking because I want to point out a couple things that either I wanted to look into a little bit more, like these caves. I'm pretty sure I lit all of these caves up. If you could see, that was my first lepidolite vein over there. Maybe you can see it a little bit better over here. Pretty sure this is all lit up. Yeah. Um. Oh, that's just basalt. Okay. It's like, wow, that's really dark. No, it's just basalt. This valley over here was what I actually I don't know if the right word is fall in love or the right term, but if there was a term like that for like gaming, just like overall like the views and the ambiance of the area, I really like this valley, and I want to do something really cool with this valley. And other than letting the roasters spread poppies all over the place, I didn't want this area to be ruined by builds or by creepers or by any of that type of stuff. So I purposely tried to stay as far away from this valley as I could at nighttime. And also, I've been trying to light up as much as I can. Yeah, anything underneath one of these oak leaves you see embedded is a light source. And I've got better ways of doing this now, but I think we're going to stick to that style moving forward here in this valley. So I will continue to use the chiseled glowstone underneath of oak leaves once I get back to it. That build is a medium priority. I want to get back to it, but it's definitely not near the list. This is going to be a giant like opening or like a grand gate into the dwarven stronghold here. That should be high priority, but I don't know if it is or not. Let's just say I'll get back to it when I get back to it. This is the dwarven stronghold. This is where I started building a lot of these rooms up here. Were the very first rooms I used. This is called the Upper Hub, or it's called Underhill's Hub. It is named after the first king of these, or the first elected king of these lands, King Underhill. See, that way goes down to the armory. This way goes to the spine, and this way goes down to Delver's Hall. currently it is a bunch of gridded out farms with some catwalk above. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to make it look a little bit more. I don't know if organic is the right word, but lived in. Right now, I've basically just been using it for bulk farming, and one of the things I'm bulk farming at the moment is wheat, and I might as well get that while I'm here. I'm building a giant build that you'll see at the end of this walkthrough called Decoherence, and it's using a lot of hempcrete. So I've been farming wheat like crazy. Let's get this going. Don't get all this. As you can see, the problem with this is that the lighting over coverage isn't very good. Oops. And I don't know how to fix that other than to add more catwalk, which was something that I didn't want to do. I wanted the catwalks to be a little bit sparse down here. I didn't want them to be as gridded out as they currently are. So I'm gonna have to figure something out for this. Now we'll get a little bit more terrawort while I'm here. For anybody that doesn't know, you can use terrawort to remove all negative status effects. Okay. So yeah, giant farms. This is going to be a kitchen. I've got most of the pieces of the kitchen built and colored, as you can see, but they're going to be spread out. They're going to be actually spread through this area, and it's going to look to be more like a commercial kitchen. This over here is going to be a walk-in cooler. This over here is the orchard, as you can see over there. Back through here is a side path. This is going to be a little bit of like a keg storage or something. Down here is going to be a brewery. The brewery is going to be down here in this space somehow. I haven't quite decided that yet. And then we go over here, and then this is going to be a full service bar, and this is going to be a dining hall. So I've got a lot of creative building to do in this area, and also a lot of finishing touches that I need to put in for stuff like this this orchard. This is going to be a little pond with a tree in the middle. Yeah, and then in addition, I wanted to revamp this farm area. Now that it doesn't really need to be used for proper farming, I want to use it more for decoration. So all of that is maybe low to medium priorities. This was supposed to be the area where I'm going to put a oreberry farm. I'm not going to do that here, but I'm actually thinking about making an oreberry farm because it would be nice to get free iron. Most of the other, I've already got free silver, copper, tin, and lead, and gold also, with a little bit of processing. But it would be nice to get some free iron, and the only thing that I can do for free is an oreberry farm. So I'm actually thinking about making that iron oreberry farm. This over here is the nether. We're not going to the nether just yet, unless I have to. But anyway. Going back up the steps, and across the way is the armory. The old name for this place in the lore would have been the Good Hammer Forge, but it is now called the Armory for reasons that will become apparent later. It is connected to it's connected to the Great Dining Hall here. There's going to be a giant panel of glass here so that you can see the giant forge hammer that I will build in here at some point in time. Yeah, I'm a bit grump myself, John. To be fair, but yeah. Other than that, I'm surviving. I'm doing okay. Glad to see you here. I'm doing a bit of a world tour right now, so I'm just kind of going over the bits and pieces of the dwarven stronghold right now. This is actually my first my first like cry box, little hidey hole, safe room, whatever you want to call it. This will take us to the void dimension without using warps, of course. Back here was the first place I had my Thaumcraft. This was where the Infusion Altar was. This is where Britannia and Witchery was. And this is where the Blood Altar was. At some point in time, I might actually rebuild all that stuff to make it look like the people in the overworld, the Dwarven Stronghold, were actively using magic stuff. So there's a chance that I might actually put a whole bunch of stuff back out here. Free iron from ashes from your benzene line would be cool. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I should actually do that. Save those ashes and spin them out for, I believe you can get like quicklime and a couple other things from those. Yeah, let's see about this. Use, and then this. Yeah, quicklime, potash, magnesia, which is actually, that's pretty nice actually. Phosphorus pentoxide, that's actually pretty nice. Soda ash and banded iron. Yeah. So yeah, good call, John. We absolutely need to be doing this. I'll make a mental note of swapping all of those over and completely forget it as soon as we move on. Not even gonna lie. I've done a good job of keeping track of how many times I've died in this world, and this is it. So we're done. Let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, 19, 21, 22, 23 times. Maybe 24 times, because I think I've lost one. But yeah, most of these are going to be categorized in the accidents involving jetpacks and gliders. I'm glad that I have boots that cushion my fall at this point in time. So yeah, this was Underhill's hub. This is tied into the lore. This is kind of an ancient dwarven depiction of the battle that took place in this area between the first King Ilmer and the world serpents that guarded this place. And I will read a bit of that lore later in this stream. I don't have a whole lot of it done, but I've got one passage done. I won't do the voice though, because it's a little bit rough on the vocal cords. So I should do that, but I'm having trouble with my bookmarks. I'm actually going to reinstall this pack because my favorites menu resets itself every time I restart the game. So I basically have stopped bookmarking things because it just doesn't matter because there's something wrong with my ANI, JEI, whatever. Hey there, Mr. Bones. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm doing a bit of a world tour right now. So we're going through my overworld build, which is a Dwarven Stronghold. And the crown jewel of this build at this point in time is the spine. This is also called the Nexus that's over here. But for the moment, let me take a quick detour. In this open space here is going to be an apartment complex called Gabbro Gardens, and part of the lore is that this is a community of dwarves, and they don't like wood. They don't like wood paneling. They don't, trees are garbage. Elves suck. And so on and so forth. Well, Gabbro Gardens here is going to have wood flooring in every apartment, so it's going to be like the low rent apartments of the entire area. So this should be good for a joke if I can get it built right. Over here is actually going to be the king's quarters. It's going to be a split level apartment. That was the lower floor. This is the upper floor where I'm currently keeping my trophies. Those are going to go somewhere else. And then yeah, the crown jewel of this build so far is the Nexus. This is huge, and this is carved out right down to bedrock. John actually helped me with this, and it's unfortunate that I lost one of the coolest clips. It was very funny seeing when John was helping me clear this out. He took a creeper straight to the face, and I got it right on camera, and it was perfect. So I wish I would have been able to save his ascent to Valhalla and do it the justice that it deserved. Yeah, I'm going to be a dwarven landlord. Yes, exactly. But yeah, this area is supposed to be really cool. So each of these floors is going to have a part of the battle. It's going to be like each panel is going to be a mosaic of the battle of this particular area. The lore, essentially the short form is that Ilmer came to this world, fought the world serpents, and the great world serpent was actually in this space that the Nexus currently exists. I haven't done nearly enough work out here, but I did figure out how to make snake-shaped murals. I haven't decided how I want to make dwarf-shaped murals on the other side of these. So a little bit is up in the air. I'm doing a lot of experimental style building out in my new build. So hopefully a little bit of my experimental build will help me figure out patterns, processes, styles, and then I'm going to use out here for this mosaic build in this in the Nexus. So yeah, it's not nearly built to the degree that I want it, but it's still, I like it, and it's impressive in its scope. I hope to get back to it soon. I would call this like a medium priority build, because I do intend to build out some of the new build decoherence or immediately, like before anything else. A couple of the patterns that I'm going to use out in decoherence, I want to incorporate this and maybe this, and then it's going to incorporate some of this, probably some of this. I already used this one and this one an awful lot, but I do intend to incorporate all of these different textures of factory block out in the new build. So I am leaving my my palette here in the basement of the spine. I call it the tailbone, I suppose. Because I want to know, I want to see the options up close, and every once in a while I'll come down here and I'll set a different block next to one of these other templates just to see if the colors match and whatnot. Yeah. Right now it is a one giant elevator shaft. It is going to go up. Let's see if I can get up here quickly. I need to put in a whole lot more caged ladders, and actually today I'm going to try to build some of those because I need more caged ladders for decoherence as well. But yeah, it's going to come out here, and there's actually going to be external decoration. And actually a lot of the decoration on the exterior of this, I'm going to take inspiration from my other build, decoherence. So just keep that in mind for later, but there's going to be a little bit of a breaking up of the smooth block faces. Let's just say it like that. This over here is fun. This is my Aurelia petal farm. So you have to you need these for Thaumcraft, But really, what you should make these Aurelia petals for is they are a really good source of aurum. If you're doing Thaumcraft and you're having trouble finding aurum, get these Aurelia petals, and you can kind of see the radius that these petals get made. Just keep the area loaded, and it'll make these petals every full moon. And if you look, it makes 6 aurum and 1 herba. Fantastic source of aurum, one of the best in the game. So yeah, make one of these even if you don't really need to use these Aurelia petals for their intended purpose, which is impure tears. Yeah, so anyway, the exterior of this base is nothing to be, not a whole lot to be seen, mostly because it's underground, and also because it is so large that I've only done the bulk building as of right now. But it's still impressive in its own right, but I can't wait to get some of the finer detail done over here. I can't wait to build the entrance gate to the whole shebang, which is over here. Yeah, it'll be over here, over on this side. Now again, both the entrance gate on this side and also the nexus on this side are going to be shorter than their respective mountains, because one of the things for the dwarven lore is the mountain is the tallest thing in their world, and this is actually, these peaks are called the holy peaks. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks right there, and then of course a smaller ridge going out this way. But yeah, I'm calling this area the holy peaks, and then this is the valley that I'm trying to keep pristine. So that is the majority of this build, because I just haven't gotten a whole lot finalized with a lot of detail. But the detail in this wall is going to be impressive once I can figure out how to make more shapes out of these architecture blocks. So the next place that we can go is the Void World, which I have a Void World, like a lawn base out there, and then I also have a new build in the Void World. So let's just go ahead and take care of both of those in one shot. Home, workshop. So most of my workshop machines are in my current clean room. Don't pay attention to the checklist, I haven't rewritten that. I do most of my work in here. So like I said, I have a lawn base out here in the void for moving to get everything out to the void, to get everything rewired and set up properly, and then also to give me a chance to decide what I wanted to do for a permanent build out here in the void, which is actively being worked on, and we'll get to that in just a second. But you can see over here, this is nitrobenzene and a handful of my IV multi-block machines. For anybody that gets to IV and advances, there's a thing that people like to call multi-block madness, where basically every single machine that you could think of that you would use a single block version of gets a multi-block counterpart. And once you build the multi-block, all you would really have to do is upgrade the hatches and the potentially the buses and whatnot when you want to increase their machine tier. So I've just gotten started with that. This is the wire mill, this is the extruder, and this is the, what is this? Oh, the material press. Yeah. Yep. This over here, everything that you can kind of see in frame is Platline. I'm actively processing some platinum right now, but it looks like everything is shut down. So I don't want to do any oh, there's something flashing. Yeah, I don't want to do any air checking right now, but yeah, this should be running a lot more than it currently is. Yeah. All right, we're gonna look at that some other time. Um, Actually, we'll look at it now. So there's an ad that's gonna come up on Twitch here in a second. So I'll tell you what. Anybody that needs to get up and stretch is a good chance to do that right now. What I'll do for that ad break is I'm going to check all my machinery and make sure everything is running fine and nothing's backed up. And that's a good way of using a handful of minutes of downtime. So yeah, get a snack, get a drink, bio break, so on and so forth. And we will reconvene live in about 3 minutes. Not enough fluid output space, okay? Let's see. Yeah, the problem with this plat line is I don't have any there's not a whole lot of error correcting in this. It's pretty dumb as far as the system is concerned. Everything's got bulk storage underneath and kind of making everything on site, including the hydrogen, the oxygen, the nitrogen, the ammonia, the sulfuric acid, the nitric acid, and like all of those things that I'm making is being made on site, and that is kind of a problem. Once I get into the full base, everything will be centralized with applied energistics, and there won't be so many bottlenecks just from disparate systems not speaking to each other. Yeah, well, what I should do is let's see, over here the ash is going to be, let me make sure I've got an extra one. So I've got an extra drawer on me. What I need to do is make another one of these upgrades, and then also a void upgrade, just to make sure that I don't blow through the storage. All of that is going to be down here. As you can see, these 4 right here are extracting the wood tar that's getting used for benzene, like John is alluding to. So if I replace this void chest with a drawer or a chest or whatever, it's going to start saving the ash. And I need to do that, but like I said, I need to make those upgrades first. This is the underneath of Platline. As I mentioned, there's a lot of dumb storage down here, but it works. Lately, I did need to dump a bunch of carbon into here, and that looks like for several reasons. This is a carbon sink and a chlorine sink. Yeah, these guys right here. Yeah, I just need to put a drawer right here, but I do want to make those upgrades first. Over here, I need to keep an eye on this and dump more carbon in, apparently. That's probably the reason why it's been so backed up. Let's see. Yep. I've already got a whole bunch of these platinum group metals. So, right. Well, yeah. I mean, what I could do is change it so that it fills up this drawer right here, and then puts everything, puts the excess into the void chest. I kind of want to have that all in one package, because reasons. I did finally upgrade. I had a setup down here that was a type filter super buffer packager, and it was LV, and it was backing up this whole line. Like the entire plat line was being backed up by my packager. So I finally broke down and made the EV versions of these three things, and it works like a charm. It really does. So you have the type filter that inputs tiny dusts, and then you've got the super buffer, which holds, if I remember correctly, 256 stacks of whatever gets put into it, and then the advanced packager with the dust schematic over here. This keeps up with the plat line now, and that's pretty good. We are back from the ads. Awesome. So I'm going to keep moving. So yeah, I'd have a whole bunch of platinum group materials. I know once I start using them in late IV and early LUV that this stuff is going to go fast. Not least of which is I've only gotten just under 3 stacks of osmium, and that's really bothering me. I've processed 5,000 or 6,000 platinum metallic powders, and I've only got less than 3 stacks of osmium total as of right now. I feel like either I'm voiding like liquid osmium in this contraption somewhere, or I'm not getting nearly the outputs that I need to, or there is some step somewhere that is blocked up that I'm not seeing. And I need to troubleshoot that specifically for osmium, because I should have, like, even if you get 10-to-1 iridium to osmium, I've got 2,000 iridium in here, and I've already cooked like 10 stacks. 5 or 10 stacks. So even if it's 10-to-1 iridium to osmium, I should have probably double the osmium that I currently have. I didn't plan on doing any troubleshooting on Platline today, because honestly, soon trademark, I should be moving everything over to the new setup, which is going to be centrally controlled with applied energistics. But yeah, that's not today. So yeah, over here, there's a lot of stuff already that I can tear down in this void base, or this lawn base. Like, I didn't even set up my new diesel line. I'm almost out of diesel fuel, if you could see that. I'm going to have to move I'm either going to have to rebuild the diesel mixer, or I'm going to have to move a tank of light fuel over here to keep this running. Although, this is pretty janky too. I want to redo my rutile processing again on a centralized AE controlled subnet. That'd be nice. I need to make more steel. This is all grindy. He's hooked up mostly for the laughs, but I use it an awful lot, and this is going to be a centerpiece of my late game base. I'm going to have old grindy in the middle of it, and I'm going to try to make sure that it's functional too. But at that point in time, I'm probably going to use a fluid heater to heat up enough steam to run this thing instead of using it with solar. But it's gonna be for the memes, more or less. I'm gonna have old grindy in the center of my end game base. This is where I have my this is going to be a quad thorium reactor. As you can see, each of these is running the this is the recipe that's in the quest book that gives you 1,920 EU per tick while it's running. I never upgraded these, but I was planning on it, and then I was planning on ripping this whole thing down, as painful as it will be, and then replacing it with warded glass and vac nukes. Have not worked on that potential upgrade either. I need to sort and process a lot more resources. I'm currently pretty low on open or like free free compressed chests to use. So I only have 3 left in here, which is a little bit under. I don't like only having that many in in my possession to use freely. All right, oh yeah, magic. Magic is over here. This is Thaumcraft. Currently, this contraption over here is what I use to slowly but surely auto-craft my Thaumcraft soaps. So, let's go ahead and throw a few more of these in here. I needed to look up, let's see, bookmarks, sources of Essentia, Alienus. Alienus, ooh, Moon Turf. That's what I wanted to do. So that's a good one. Before I show off the new end game build, how about this? Let's go to the moon. So I've been to all of the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 dimensions. I'm only building a fort on the dimension of each tier that has the dungeon. That'll become apparent in a second. I don't know if that made sense, but we're gonna go to the moon. And on each dimension, what I do intend to do eventually is have something that I've got here. This is an oxygen collector. There's a whole bunch of leaf blocks behind this wall. Oxygen collector here, oxygen bubble distributor there, oxygen compressor here, so that I can refill my tanks. And I want to be able to do that on any of the dimensions that I put a fort. This one's called Fort Tidings 2. There's nothing to look at really. It's actually pretty ugly right now, but it keeps me safe on the moon. And there's going to be a nice build here, but this is low priority. All 3 of the current forts that I want to build are kind of low priority, but might as well show them off if I'm doing a world tour. I need to get a whole bunch of this moon turf for Alienus aspects. I don't know where I want to ruin though. I'll have to travel out a ways from here and find a place to ruin. Not right now. So let's go to home Mars. This is the tier 2 world that has the tier 2 dungeon. Oh man, I'm losing track of my thoughts. So this is Fort Ares, on Mars. It's Ares, of course. There is slimelings out here on on Mars, and so I've got Squishy, Bluella DeVille, and Squish Jr. And you might not be able to see it in their beady little eyes, but they are intending to take over the overworld at some point in time. These sneaky devils, I've got to keep a good eye on them. But unfortunately, I can't show off any of Mars because it's nighttime. It's fine. It's whatever. Tier 3 is Cirrus, if I remember correctly. And this one's even less built, as you can see. Even less built, and it's also nighttime here. But this is Fort Miller, because I am a fan of the show called The Expanse, and in The Expanse there is a Detective Miller who was born and raised on Cirrus Station. That's not too much of a that is not a spoiler, because I think that gets talked about in the very first episode. I don't plan on building Cirrus Station here, but that would be a fun build project. But on each major dimension, I'm putting that two chunk by one chunk fort, and on each minor dimension, I'm putting a little cry box just big enough to keep me safe for the knights on that particular dimension. So again, I've been to all of the tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 worlds. Currently, I cannot get to tier 4s until I build assembly lines and get some LUV pieces. I don't remember exactly what's what, but I am gated off of assembly lines. A lot of the stuff that you see here is getting torn down and moved over to the new base soon. Trademark. And let's just go ahead and go over there. Well, actually, yeah, let's just go ahead and go over there. So the base is called Decoherence, and this is a giant build. Giant build. These panels of cobblestone with all of the stuff and machinery on top here, that's just temporary. Those are going to go underneath once I figure out exactly where they go. But yeah, this is the new build Decoherence. I have used like 30,000 cyan stained clay already, it feels like, and I'm going to end up using like 50,000 more. That's been kind of a bottleneck for the build thus far. But it's a definitely a 3-dimensional build. I'm trying to some of the design language that I'm keeping that I'm going to try to use is that I want it to have a liminal feeling, and I'll explain liminal in just a bit. I also want it to feel a little bit malicious, or a little bit like you'll get lost in this place. Hello, I don't know how to pronounce you, Mosso, M3. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but hello and welcome. I'm doing a bit of a world tour, and this is my current build project, Decoherence. So yeah, the top is going to be, if you can picture it, these are going to be ramps that go up and then go 90 degrees up and then go 90 degrees and then go up again into the top of these corners of this build. Let's see. Yep. Just get rid of the bot. Just getting rid of the bot. I am the only bot here. Beep boop. But yeah, it was kind of difficult to figure out this out, but it's actually pretty easy once I see it. So it's going 2 blocks forward, 1 block over, kind of like a 30-degree angle this way. And then it's going up every 4 blocks vertically. So it took me a second to figure out the geometry of these ramps, but I think I've got my mind wrapped around it now, and so I'm going to replicate that on all of these sides. So this thing is just going to be absolutely massive. It's going to be, a staircase up to here, then it'll turn here, and there'll be a staircase up this way that'll go in between these 2 corner pieces. Yeah, I'm still doing a bit of theory crafting on that. I think I wanted them to be this tall, but now that I'm thinking about it, I might actually go a little bit taller over here on these corner pieces. But yeah, everything is still a bit in flux over here. Yeah, this is quite a quite a build challenge. I want to do a whole bunch of detailing, as you can see, like right here. Again, I want it to feel a little bit malicious, or feel a little bit I don't know, almost angry, I guess, would be the not a good way of describing this build, but I want it to feel a little bit of like hostile architecture, I guess, I suppose. So underneath here, you can see I've already got a few layers of different floors and catwalks and so on and so forth. Each of these little side tunnels are going to end up looking like this, but I haven't copied this pattern over to any of the other ones. But again, I want this to feel a little bit like if you get in here, you're going to get lost in all of these catwalks. What I would like to do eventually is if I get this thing built to the degree that I want it to be built, I'm going to export this build and use it for some sort of PvP minigame kind of thing. And this decoherence would just be one giant PvP level or PvP map. That is a very long ways away. So, you know, don't get your hopes up on that. But this build itself is the highest priority. So I've been spending the most time in this build, building out a lot of the building and theorizing the minor details of this place. A lot more left to do, but a lot has been done. Let's go down here. Again, giant open space for all of the Greg Tech machinery that you're going to need for mid to end game. I'm putting in more floors. This is... I don't think I like it only being this... I think I'm going to make this... This is only like 8 or 10 blocks down, and I want this floor to be higher. So I'm going to do something to extend these staircases down a little bit further. I kind of want it to be like 20 blocks between floors, 16 to 20 blocks. And I also am going to continue these features, these footings, all the way down through the many floors under here, if there's more than one. So yeah, this is the state of the build of decoherence as of November 6th. This chunk right here is going to be the chunk that I put applied energistics in. The trees for the benzene line over here are directly overhead. Those will get moved down eventually, but again, I need to do a lot of theorizing about where stuff is going to go in this build. Like, for example, I'm going to make a pillar down here, and inside that pillar is going to be all of my IC2 crops that I'm going to harvest. But where is that pillar going to be? I don't know. It only needs one chunk. But what chunk do I want to use for that? Forever and ever and ever. And it's never going to have anything else but IC2 crops in it. I haven't planned out this place well enough to figure out what chunk that's going to be. So yeah. We'll probably do a little bit of building over here in a bit. But now that the main portion of the world tour is over, I am going to go. I'm gonna go back to the moon and see how much time I have out here before nighttime. Ooh, I probably only have like 20 minutes. So let's do tell you what. Let me just go out here a few hundred blocks. And I'm getting two things. So I'm getting a whole bunch of moon turf for Thaumcraft related purposes. And I'm also getting this moon dirt. Need turf. Oh no. I thought the turf was thicker, unfortunately. That's all right. We can still get a couple stacks. I don't care about ruining a little bit of area. But yeah, the other thing that I want to get while I'm out here is any fallen meteors, and I want to pick them up with a silk. Because one of the things that I will be using in decoherence is I will be using fallen meteors for a slight bit of decor at some point in time. Oh yeah, duh. I need to pack some of this up. Go. Sorry, Moon. You don't know what hit you. Okay, that's probably enough. All right, let's go back. Let's go to the work area. So now that the tour is more or less finished, one of the first things that I need to do is not forget the good advice John gave me. I need to start saving my ashes. But let me get this down first. I wanted to set the moon turf in here. Okay. So again, I can use moon turf for, what is this? This has alienus, vacuous, and tenebrae as well. Okay, so moon dirt is also useful. That's good to know. Okay. So we're short on Sano right now. Sano is fresh milk. Just go ahead and throw a couple stacks in there. We're gonna do this, and then we'll throw in a little bit of this moon dirt. So technically I need to get another, yeah, let's get one of these. There we go. All right, so again, I need to get a drawer upgrade, and a void upgrade. So let's go here. I'll show off my applied energistics system. I'm trying to mock up the AE system. So this is item storage. This is going to be fluid storage, and up there is going to be essentia storage that I haven't built out yet. So I'm literally, this whole AE system is supposed to be a mock-up of a full system, but I haven't built that many pieces just yet. And you can see I've got an empty oak drawer here that I was using to dump stuff into here. So if I make a void upgrade, this will work just fine. Ooh, what am I missing? I'm missing drawers, I guess. Is that any drawer? Yeah, that's any drawer. Okay. Let's just make a couple for right now. No, we'll make one for right now. Heck. And then don't forget to pick up my screwdriver. I do that every time. And then here, fix this. Okay. Now you get a void upgrade. Perfect. So now this is going to slot in just fine over here. Okay. So let's break you. And then here we go. All right, so this is kind of what I wanted. I didn't want to do it halfway and then have to come back and fix it. So this will save all of my ashes, and then I will worry about processing these in a little bit. Probably not on stream. Let's see, this is finally processing a bit. That's good. A lot of the stuff over here I'm going to tear out and move over to decoherence. Just as soon as I build out the new build, you know, because I have to make a permanent place for applied energistics. I need to make a permanent place for like fluid storage, energy storage, you know, the farms like I had been mentioning. I need to figure out what chunk the farms are going in. I have a lot of question marks over there and in that build, and I'll have to figure it out, you know, bit by bit. A lot of it is piecemeal or iterative over there. But where I'm at right now is that I'm going to stop using this void lawn base relatively soon. So I want to try to stop building up in this area. I want to build up in the new area, but I need to rebuild over there first. I need to get the basics set up. Like, I don't even have the basic power finished. I built all the pieces, but I've been moving things around over and over and over such that I've got moving fatigue right now. I don't want to set up any more of these machines right this second. So I'm probably going to be doing mostly building for the next, you know, few days or a week or so. I do have moving fatigue. But yeah, this set of LV and MV machines is going to get torn down eventually, and they're being replaced by the multi-block versions that I'm going to be building in IV. But so far, the only ones that I've built that have let me tear things down over here is the wire mill. So everything is in progress, but there's still a lot of manual processes over here, and that's a problem, you know, because again, I'm in IV, but I'm in early IV, and a lot of the stuff that I'm doing feels a bit it needs to be more automated. That's the name of the game in GregTech New Horizons. You want to automate everything. Otherwise, you do get bogged down doing a whole lot of stuff piecemeal, bitwise, by hand, you know, as you can. So, if there's anything that I can relay to you guys to be a better builder in GregTech, is get everything automated. Get everything automated, including your building blocks, so that you have more at your disposal. I'll show you really quick what I've got. So, John was kind enough to gift me three giant barrels of building blocks at the very beginning of this build, and I've just now started using them in any degree. But yeah, he gifted me souls, Zeidel, and factory blocks. And if I ever happen to use up these and get them to the point where I've emptied out these barrels, technically I'm going to trash these creative storage upgrades. I'm just saying this here on camera to have a bit of a record for, you know, accountability's sake. So if ever I stop using these creative storage upgrades because I empty these drawers out, I will throw them away. This I've made myself, to the technical blocks. I made those myself, and then all of the hempcrete and cyan stained clay that I'm using in decoherence, I've made myself. If there was ever any chance to get a Christmas present, it would be a creative barrel of hempcrete, because I swear that and cyan stained clay, I probably went through about 25,000 hempcrete and about 30,000 cyan stained clay, thus far, I'm going to go through probably twice as much hempcrete and 3 or 4 times as much cyan stained clay if I keep going at my current rates. Which, if we're doing a world tour, maybe for a laugh, let's go out to my hardened clay mine, and I'll show you the ruination that I've been doing out there. Okay, it's daytime. Cool. So we're gonna go home. Home. Mega. I don't have a direct warp. I use this one. People should be able to see it on the map right now, but yeah, I've ruined this area. So this is where I'm getting all of the hardened clay that I'm using for decoherence. RIP this hardened clay mountain. And many more. I'm going to end up stripping this whole area eventually, probably. Yeah, I'm just assuming. I haven't found any good completely free resources to make hardened clay automatically using like Greg Tech machines. Either that or it was a little bit too difficult when I looked at it the last time. I probably should look it up again. And actually, how about this? Let's go ahead, and while I'm talking about it, let me do that really quick. Let's see, what do we got? That's not what I'm looking for. I am looking for this. So, clay balls. From clay bees, that's the easiest way, like easy, quote unquote. I should be doing bees. If I was smart, or if I was worried about the overall state of future progression, I would drop everything and do bees for a couple weeks and get a whole bunch of different strains or species. Clay dust. I'm gonna come back to clay dust. I think I might be able to do something with this. Mud balls. I remember you can do something with mud balls. What is this? This is dirt and water. Technically, you can make dirt. There's got to be a more direct way to make clay instead of making like plant ball, like compress. How does this go? Recipe. You have to compress plant balls. Yeah, compress plant balls to make biochaff to make dirt. Yeah. Yeah. So you can make plant balls by compressing 8 of any plant matter, and then you can macerate this for plant mass, and then you can centrifuge this for biochaff, and then you can use this for making dirt, right? Where is that at? Yeah, macerate the biochaff into dirt, and then turn the dirt into mud, and then turn the mud into clay, turn the clay into clay blocks, fire it for hardened clay, and then I can dye it cyan. I could do that. That is very, very convoluted, but at this point in time, am I going to have to set up a like that is almost as convoluted as like the first ethylene line. I might have to do it. I might have to. As you can see, I'm keeping some of my villagers safe apparently. I'm not going to tear this down, and I kind of hope that all of the villagers get trapped in there eventually. How do I make this easier to happen? Let's do this. Yeah, go in there. Go in there. Haha. Okay. It is nighttime. I was thinking about maybe getting some hardened clay, but that is super boring. What I usually do is I'll just put on a podcast or like a long YouTube video or a movie even, and I'll just dig, and I'll spend like 30 or 40 minutes just digging hardened clay out here at a time. I don't know if I feel like doing that right now. Plus, I do have a little bit at the house to use for immediate building purposes. Okay. But yeah, what this is doing, this is keeping myself honest, because at some point at the end of this world, if I finish this game and I finish all of my building projects, I will come out here and I will fix this and make this look nice. But this is probably going to be the build at the very end of the list. So yeah. Ooh, with that being said, here, I want to let these guys out. You guys get a free you guys get paroled. Run free, gentlemen. For half a second, I thought they were attacking me. Oh, man. Okay. And then there's no way of getting out of here. So let's just do a little bit of let's do a little bit of this. There we go. Awesome. Awesome. So, what's next? I was planning on doing a little bit of building in each of these areas on this stream. So, I think I do want to try to do that and maybe spend like 10 or 15 minutes at each major build location and maybe do a little bit of cleanup or a little bit of shuffling things around. Who knows, maybe like theory crafting the palette or something like that. So if we start no, hold on. I need to do home hop. So any kind of oh, I'm stupid. Any kind of thing like that is going to start in the Shire. So again, this place was supposed to be a crude approximation of Hobbiton or the Shire for any like Lord of the Rings aficionados. What I was going to do was I was going to tear out all these buildings, tear down this wall, and make it look again like the Shire with homes built into the hillside. That's kind of actually a big build, and I don't want to get tied up doing that big of a build right now. But what I can do is tear down a few of these buildings. Might not be riveting riveting cinema, but it's a task that needs to be done. And the way I see it is, if I need to spend like 4 or 5 hours out here total rebuilding and revamping this place, maybe I get that time done 10 or 15 minutes at a time. And maybe that's the only way that I'm going to make any real progress out here at this moment. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So I'll tear down a building or two, maybe level out some land or set out some guide blocks or something like that. Who knows? The bitrate is still tanking. I need to look into that. Maybe I need to dust out the modem I've got. I probably need to get a new one. I am loath to purchase my own, but I know that I've heard a couple other streamers that I watch as of late ended up buying their own modem just to improve their stream performance. And I might have to do that. I actually, I don't want to outlay that kind of capital right now, even though they're only like, what, 60, 80, $100, whatever. I would want to buy one that's halfway decent, which means not scrimping. And I don't want to outlay any capital right now. Let's just leave it at that. Let's see. We'll tear you down as well. This one. But yeah, let's put you guys back. Good enough. It's gonna look like garbage anyway. So moving forward in in the future, I do want to do these world tours approximately like once a quarter, once every like 3 months, give or take, to show off all of the progress that I've made or not made as it may have been. There's a couple things that I want to do for the future. I want to try to make it so that I take more pictures and post them on my Discord, which is linked in my Twitch chat. I'll try to link that on YouTube when I post this VOD over there. But I really would like people to be able to go to the Discord and perhaps vote on what they would want me to do in future streams, or make people aware of different plans that I might have, or different fun things that we could do, perhaps collectively and or collaboratively. I have been thinking about doing some sort of collaborative stream. That idea has really never gotten off the ground, let's be real. But it is something that I've been thinking about nonetheless. Let's see. It's probably pretty good. So yeah, I tore out a couple buildings. This is going to be a work in progress, and again, I was going to the very first day I was here, I was going to leave this wall, but as you can see, the wall gets pretty derpy up here, which is a real shame. Real shame about this wall. So because it looks like garbage up here, I would either need to shear down this mountain, or I would have to build up this wall to make it match like the height of everything else around, or tear down the wall entirely. And tear down the wall entirely has won. But that's a big job by itself. Like, in and of itself, tearing down this wall is going to take a couple hours. because I don't know how to do it. Like the only way I know how to do it is manually. And yeah, I kind of am waiting until I get a Vajra for that particular chore. Anybody doesn't know, or a bound pick would be nice, but a Vajra is probably the thing that I'll get first. So, with that being said, let me throw away some of the stuff that I'm not going to keep. Okay. I am keeping dirt for right now. Dirt is precious. Let's go over to the Dwarven Stronghold. So again, this was my one of my first cry boxes. One thing that I do want to do is, are these axe or pickaxe? I want to take all my heads out to the void. I also have a number of John's heads as well, from him helping me clear out the oh, are you kidding? These don't stack? Oh man. That's lame. I thought they all stacked. Oh well. They will be in here, and we will just take this chest with us. Yoink. So in that case, let me make a run really quick. Let me see if there's anything else that I need to pick up and bring out to the Void World real quick. Since I have to take this chest now. Oh, I could take these. I'm going to replace these with corium plants, but for the time being, it's nice to have. There is some cobble out here. Not that I need a whole lot of cobble, but I do want to take any of these drawers that have something in them. Let's see. Take you, no, take you, and ooh, that's nice. Take you. Okay. I've been gathering up all of the left behind chests and drawers all over all of my different work areas, and I'm trying to put them all out here next to where I'm building up my new applied energistics system. Eventually, all of this stuff will be filtered into applied energistics, but I can show you why I'm not doing that just yet. A lot of these chests are brimful of old equipment. So the original idea was, in the Dwarven Stronghold, I was going to have armor stands everywhere with equipment on them, and I thought that the easy way of doing that would be to save all of the old equipment that I was getting off of all of the infernal mobs. Well, I want to put better equipment on armor stands if I do that idea, and armor stands with armor on them all over the base, you know, like spread out all over the base would be incredibly laggy. So I think I'm going to skip that idea, and so a lot of this old a lot of these old armors are just going to get thrown away. I'm not 100% sure on that just yet, but I am bringing over as many old chests and left behind storage as I possibly can. Let's go back out here. Hey Exy, how's it going? I did a bit of a world tour this afternoon. You missed you've missed maybe all of but the tail end of it, but you didn't miss a whole lot. I think you've seen all of my builds as they currently are, and we're gonna go back out to the new build in just a second anyway. So glad to see you. Exy is a good dude. If anybody doesn't know, I did mention this at the beginning of this stream, but Exy is the one that gave me the seed for this world, and very very much grateful to you, good sir. Oh, hey, there's some cyan stained clay right there. Perfect. We need a whole bunch of that. Take you, and this one, yes. Um, for the most part, I'm spending today moving as much as I can out here and getting a little bit of building done. Been working too many hours. Yeah, I feel you on that, bro. I know I'm currently still in between, but I know once I get back to doing something, I'm probably going to go from, you know, a fair bit of free time right now to having like negative amounts of free time. So I feel your pain, good sir. This is a build that I'm calling decoherence. I'll dip underneath in a second, but you can imagine that these diagonals going up here are like a diagonal ramp going up here, and let's see, going up here, and then going up this way, and then going up this way, and split off in between the two corners of this building. If you could imagine, the corners of this building are going to be a lot like this. Maybe like 6x6 chunks, or like 6x7 chunks, 6x8 chunks, something like that. So yeah, this place is massive, and like I was lamenting just a bit ago, I've gone through like 30,000 cyan stained clay already. I've gone through a few thousand Zeidel. I've gone through like thousands of catwalks already. I've gone through thousands of these factory blocks. I've used like 25,000 or so hempcrete already. It's just been like the material cost of this build is insane, but I like it. And it's very empty for what I've got envisioned in my mind right now. You shouldn't have all of these clear sight lines because there's going to be like walls and compartmentalized areas all over this place. But for now, it is a big open like factory floor for the moment. I know I mentioned this earlier, but if I end up finishing this build, what I want to do with it is import the build itself into some sort of PvP pack eventually that will let me have like, it'll still let me have like all of the architecture blocks and catwalk blocks and stuff like that. Like it won't mess up any of the decor, but it'll be more like flans mods and ICBM and like PvP style, like factions style stuff, and have this just one giant have this build be like one giant PvP level would be amazing. Oh yeah, it does look really cool on Journey Map. It's definitely looking really cool on Journey Map. But again, just what you see here is like, again, 30,000 cyan stained clay, 25,000 hempcrete, probably 5,000 factory blocks already, maybe like 8,000 factory blocks, a few thousand Zeidel so far, and then just like the glowstone down here. As you can see, if you can see the pattern, all of these ultra white are painted glowstones. I've already used, I think, 4,000 or 5,000 painted glowstone in this build. Maybe like 3,000 or 4,000, but yeah, it's so freaking many. But I like it. Hey, look, I like building. I like building at this scale. I just I need to learn some So I need to learn some world edit, do some copy pasting, and I need to get better tools. So this actually took several hours of my time within the last 3 days or so. I couldn't figure out how I wanted to make this ramp, and getting the dimensions in 3 dimensions of this ramp right took a lot of brain power. And it made my brain hurt, let me tell you. But going at like almost like a 30-degree angle from in this direction, and then 2 blocks out for every 1 block to the side, and then vertically it's 4 blocks out for every 1 block up. It does make it easy to reproduce. No, I mined hardened clay by the thousands, and then I'm dyeing them with lazurite dust, because lazurite dust counts for cyan dye. So I have gone through about 5,000 lazurite dust. Among all the things that I'm running out of, that should not have been one of them. But I went back and got like 10,000 more lazurite dust, and I'm good for now. But yeah, I might just do a little bit of theory crafting while the ad is running. So everybody needs to get up, get a drink, get a snack, use the bathroom. Now's your chance. I'm just gonna go ahead and theory craft for a few minutes. Because again, this is a staircase. You can't really see it, but the staircase is, let's mock this up a little bit. Let's see. We'll start here. 1, 2, 3, 6. So this stair will be 6 wide like this, and we'll come up to a landing right here, and then the stairs will merge here, and then there will be 1 staircase going up in between these 2 corners. And again, these 2 corners are going to be massive. They're going to be like 6x6 chunks by themselves. Each one of these corners would be a giant build in and of themselves, and this whole build in total is just absolutely massive. Just copying this pattern over to the other side is going to be annoying. I don't want to copy this over on stream, because it does tend to be a little bit boring. But yeah, theorizing or theory crafting these ramps right here should not have taken as long as they did, but I'm glad that I spent the time doing it, and I like it. I think it's going to be a really cool addition. Again, I want to use this level for a PvP world at some point in time, and I want all of these different places to be fully traversable on foot. Like, by like no gliders, no jump boost, just a regular player with boots on the ground. So I want to be able to get from the lowest low down near down near the void at like Y10, where this build will start, all the way up to the highest high in the corners up there at like I don't know, 235 or whatever it's going to be. So this build is going to keep me busy for a while. Let's just say it like that. There's so many details that I need to put in. Like, as you can see, like I put in a little bit of detail in these wells. These roof wells. I don't know what they're called. I'm assuming that this particular feature has a proper name. I don't know what it is, but I do need to put in a little bit more detail in those. Yeah, all of these machines are getting moved downstairs into their permanent position. So I've got almost everything I need to recreate my nitrobenzene line over here with brand new machinery. But now that I have all the now that I have the now that I have the floor more or less built down here, I'm tired of building temporary things. I'm sick of building temporary structures, so anything that I build in the future moving forward, hopefully, is going to be over here in decoherence as a permanent structure. So, if I'm building tech, it's either going to be in the workshop, you know, because I have to, just for progress sake, or I'm moving stuff over here to be a permanent placement in the decoherence work floor. Again, I haven't decided where anything is going other than probably applied energistics in this chunk. So, there's a long ways to go over here, but if we go up here really quick, let's turn you on. Oh, no, turn you off. With that being said, I do have all of the pieces I need, including this is a full XL gas turbine, including 11 of the 12 turbines that you'll need to put into the rotor assemblies. For anybody that hasn't made the XL gas turbine, make sure you take out the turbines that you have in the rotor assemblies before you break the rotor assemblies. Otherwise, you lose your rotor and will not get it back. So I need to make one more or a Hurricane large turbine before I kick this whole thing on, which is annoying, but I'll survive. No refunds for being dumb. And then I do need to build out a few of the pieces for these LCRs, but again, those are minor pieces. I'll get it all done. Let's see. We could move some more stuff over here. It's not a bad idea. How much is in this? That's stone dust, but it's nothing much, but I want to take it with me. Let's see. Definitely take you. We'll take you. And then this chest. This is a special chest. This is gem ores. So we'll actually, you know what? I'll leave that over here. Nope, I'm taking it with me. Nope, I'm taking it with me. So part of the build for the Dwarven Stronghold is I'm going to have the I'm going to have it look some of the walls will be raw, which means I'm going to have them look like just like uncut stone, or you know, unworked stone, and some of those unworked stones will have ores in them, and so these are my gem ores. So I'm going to use these ores in the walls of the Dwarven Stronghold. These and others. So I have not been adding to my ore gem or gem ore collection as of late, but I should probably put this in a diamond chest. And let's see, changed, and start collecting more of these ores that I want to use for building. So let's go ahead and do this. And then cool. And then I'll put any of the fancy ores in here moving forward. That's awesome. And then you guys, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna put you guys here for right now. Void can go in. That goes in. Okay. Let's move some more. Okay, that's good. I will tear out these eventually, but that's not really important. There's nothing left over here, right? Yeah, that's all. You know, look at me leaving campfires unattended. Shame on me. And I think that's it. Oh, maybe check over here. I do need to tear out this little bit. So this is benzene. Yeah, I'm not really too worried about benzene. I could waste a little bit of benzene. And what is this? Oh, it's got batteries in it. That's the reason why I didn't take that. Okay. This was the original location of my clean room. I do want to take this with me. Why not? And then I think I'll take this with me. Knock you guys down. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize these were all yeah. You know what? That's fine. That's okay. I do not mind. All right, so now, where else do I need to pull old chests out of? Let me think. I did pull everything out of the Nexus, I believe. The clean room is where I have my workshop. I'm not sure if that's the right answer to your question. But I had the clean room in the overworld until I moved out to the void. I think that might have been what you were asking. All right, so let me just double check. Yeah, I don't see any dump chests down here. There was a couple dump chests right here that I picked up. And then there were also dump chests where at? Right here. I picked all these chests up. There was a bunch out in here. In fact, a lot of the chests that I have out there in the void that have all of that old armor in there. Yeah, all of these are out in the void now. Okay. So, once there are certain recipes that you have to do in a clean room, and I think you start encountering those approximately EV. Like for example, like in order to make EV energy hatches or whatever, you need to make like high power IC wafers, and I believe that those are the first ones that you have to do in a clean room. So yeah. Yeah, and you don't get the pollution effects there, so that is another thing. I am running with pollution on in this world, and I do intend for it to stay that way. Oh, I don't have flight. Okay. I am intending to leave pollution on. It has been kind of a pain in the rear. Oh, let's go over here real quick. I'm pretty sure I've got all the chests out of this. But yeah, my biggest source of pollution right now is this stuff over here. So yeah, all of my gas turbines are running now. So if we get out, you. So right now, I have 345,000 pollution in this chunk, and the multi-block has 2.3 million out of 3.2 million possible energy. So that's pretty cool. I've got it set up to fill up to 3.1 million, and to kick on when it gets down to, or to kick off when it gets up to 3.1 billion, and to turn off the turbines, or turn on the turbines when it gets down to down to 30 million. Yeah, I have things so spread out right now that I'm not having problems with pollution. In addition to that, I have 2 electric air filters running nonstop. And if you're running with pollution on, you're gonna want to consider building one of these. So you want to build the tier 1 electric air filter, and then you want to give it, like, for example, I'm running on an MV energy hatch. Whatever energy tier you're running at, give it the same muffler hatches on all 8 of these walls. And this thing chews up pollution. So, pollution does get really, really bad here in these chunks, but it never gets to the point where it's like a nuclear wasteland while I have these running. If this ever turns off for whatever reason, yeah, I get nuclear holocaust like levels of radiation in this area. But these filters definitely help. If you build one of these and put an LV energy hatch in it, just throw LV muffler hatches on the sides, because the multi-block itself will only give you a bonus for the muffler hatches relative to the tier of the energy hatch. I hope that made sense. So once I upgrade this MV to HV, I'll upgrade these to HV. And then in addition, if you do make this thing, you do have to put a turbine in this slot right here. And that threw me for a loop the first time I built these things, because this is the first machine that I had to deal with that actually used this slot specifically for a purpose. So, yeah. So yeah, the turbine goes there. Probably at the beginning of the game, Vibrant is the best that you can make. If not even that, you might have to use like a Damascus steel one or something like that at the very beginning. Let's see. What else is cool? I guess I'll walk you through what this is doing. So this is my nitrobenzene line. So it starts over here with these plants. I've got my spruce bonsais. I've got like some relatively decent ones. They're all right around 2131.0. They're all making the logs for me. The logs get sent over here to the advanced coke ovens to be made into charcoal. The charcoal goes into here, and this goes from charcoal to wood tar. The wood tar goes into these guys right here, and this turns wood tar into all of the different things, but the big one for this is benzene. But this also makes creosote, toluene, phenol, and 3 different versions of dimethylbenzene. So this is really good. I've got this paired up. I didn't know until I built this that you could actually pair up the output hatches on mirrored distillation towers like this. So this is pretty cool. This one's making the distilled water, and as you can see, I've got the backups right here. The nitric acid always lags behind because that's getting made over here. and that is being held up by my ammonia, and ammonia is being held up by what is ammonia being held up by? Hydrogen. Yeah, the hydrogen supply. Yep. Again, once I wire all this stuff together into a an applied energistics base where everything is connected, a lot of these localized shortages are going to sort themselves out. So I'm just kind of rolling with it right now, but a lot of these localized shortages are very, very annoying, and I'm tired of I'm tired of theory crafting how to solve these in situ, and I'm more geared towards rebuilding the brand new system and then just moving everything over. Moving over Platline is going to be quite a pain. Moving over Platline is the first time that I'm going to be using subnets, like being required to use subnets. I've used subnetting before, but it's all been like just for convenience sake, and it's all been like low key stuff. So I'm going to have to do some peer-to-peer networking and some subnetting in order to make in order to move Platline over to the new place. So yeah, that's a thing. Again, I'm going to have a whole bunch of these farms. If you can see, each one of these crop managers can work an 11 by 11 area. So essentially, I'm going to have a big pillar in the new build. That's just going to be a solid pillar of these farms that are going to be like, sheathed in some sort of creative pillar looking blocks. So right now I have 1, 2, 3 crop managers processing resources, and each of these have to be, as you can see, 4 thick plus at least 1 air block above it. So we're gonna say like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minimum height per floor. So it's just probably 7 or 8 more like. So this thing is going to have to be 15 by 15, give or take, with enough floors to have 8 blocks, 7 or 8 blocks of space in between each floor for each quad of farms. So that's kind of a big pillar, and I need to figure out what space in the new build is going to get used for that and nothing else until the end of time. So yeah. Have not moved these over yet, as you can see. One of the first ones I'm going to move over is this one. So I've been getting free copper, silver, I think, tin, and lead. And that's what these guys down here do. So yeah, I've got a whole bunch of resources over here that I need to start cooking. And anytime that I say that I'm short on tin, or I'm short on copper or silver or whatever, I just need to come over here, get one of these, and then just cook the whole thing all in one shot. So that's where that is. All of these machines are going away relatively soon. These go for the diesel line that I never actually rebuilt. So by the time I rebuild diesel, I'm going to be able to build it in a better way using multi-blocks. So that's going to be cool. Like, for example, all 4 of the outputs for crude oil make a sulfuric version of that, and all of them need hydrogen, and all of them need circuit 4. So I'm going to process all 4 of those in an LCR when I do finally move it over, and all 4 of them are going to be processed in one LCR instead of having a separate chemical reactor for each one. I never liked this setup. In fact, the only thing I do like about this setup is the neckline. I joke, but I do have a line making knack. Not the knack that you might be thinking of, though. Okay. I don't want to do any more building over here, but if I was going to spend a few minutes working on things over here, I could start thinking about moving more of this stuff over to the new base. I don't know if I have anything to move right now, honestly. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to move over here right this second. I really do need to do some more blood magic, but I think I'm going to have it automated by the time I get back to it. Same thing with Botania. I need to do a whole bunch more Botania. These are my bees. If I'm doing a grand tour, let me show you my failure that is my bees right now. So I've got heroics, commons, diligent. That's as far as I've gotten. Common, red. I have had red and blue drones as well. So commons, more commons, right? Oh no, cultivateds. Unweary, more diligent, and these four are empty, I believe. So yeah, I need to drop everything at some point in time and work on bees for like 2 weeks straight. Just to start getting all of the, not only to get the species of bees that I want, but to start getting those raw resources, because a lot of those bees make a lot of resources that I should have already been farming in bulk. So, yeah, I kind of went the IC2 crops route this run, but I want to get bees going. And I hope that bees are a large portion of my resource procurement strategy moving forward. Let's see. Go over here real quick. I could just fly over, but I'm using warps for everything. Again, this is a fledgling applied energistic system. And other pieces that I need to build for this are the discretizer. I need to build the security terminal. If I remember correctly, you have to have the security terminal in order to make wireless. I'm pretty sure I remember that being a thing. I also need to build the I/O drive still for like transferring files from one disk to another. Because right now I am just using 1K disks, but I might need to use other disks in the immediate future, especially for fluids, because I thought the 1K fluids were going to be just fine. No, each of those only holds 2,080 buckets, so that's not going to cut it for what I want for fluid storage. Yeah, I have a whole lot of detailing to do here, and there's probably going to be at least one or two streams in the immediate future that's going to be solely building. Like I won't be doing much of anything else other than building or detailing or theorizing about this build decoherence, because this thing is a beast. This thing is going to be, it's going to be so cool when it's done, you guys. Like, it's going to look really neat, but the amount of work that it's going to take to build this thing is insane. I do have a builder's wand. Yeah, don't get it twisted. I do have the super builder's wand, but almost all of this has been placed by hand using that wand or block by block. And the main building supplies of this build, which is the cyan stained clay and the hempcrete. I do not have creative amounts of. I have to go and get everything that I've used. So it's impressive in its own right, but it has complicated the build to work in things that I do not have a creative supply of. With that being said, though, I am enjoying this, and I will get back to doing a lot of this detailing and outlining in the immediate future. Let's see. For the moment, though, let me look at this really quick. Let's see. All right. Well, it's been fun. I'm the bitrate is still atrocious, so I'm gonna stop this here, and I'm gonna try to work on getting a better bitrate for the next stream. The next stream might be Monty Factory. I'm playing that on the side. But I don't see anybody streaming on my friends feed, so I'm just gonna go ahead and call it here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and keep on Gregging.